All right, yes. So thank you so much for joining me today. As you can see, I am working with a Windows 98 second edition computer. I had just picked up a IBM Netvista with a Intel Celeron processor. It's similar to a Pentium 3 on that level. I believe 633 megahertz. But yeah, it dates around the year 2000 when it came out. So this machine is pretty old. Roughly 21 years old or so, maybe closer to 20. But anyways, this computer, I love it because it's going to let me relive some amazing experiences I had growing up with a computer. And Windows 98 wasn't the first machine that I had or the first operating system that I worked with. I pretty much started with DOS, going into Windows 3.1 as a kid, and then 95 and then 98. 98 second edition is probably my favorite, besides like 2000, and I do like 10. But that being said, the reason I'm here today is because I wanted to break out my copy of Half-Life. Yes, an original disc copy that I had since 1998, I believe. I know the game came out like late 97 or so. But yeah, oh man, just breaking it out. And oh yeah, the original Half-Life 1. The game that really just made my day. I was into a lot of shooters at the time, Wolfenstein and Doom, and then Quake came out and really changed the atmosphere and the climate for shooters, solidifying its legacy, you know, solidifying its legacy. So that being said, Half-Life based on the Quake engine is absolutely a masterful piece. I remember seeing, I believe Sierra Studios, who made at that time, or published, I should say, sorry, Valve made it, of course. Sierra Studios published the game, and at the time, I had the Sierra magazine, which, if I am filming this way I'm filming it, I'm probably going to be showing it on screen now. But yes, I was fawning over Half-Life. Absolutely compelled by it. Again, based on like a magazine and what I had read about it before. Just everything sounded like it was oozing character, and I was not disappointed when I actually picked up my copy. I believe I actually got it for my birthday that year. So, along with Grand Theft Auto, the original Grand Theft Auto for PC. So it was an amazing birthday. I absolutely love that year. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this disc in, take it out, pop it in. We're gonna go ahead and install it. Now, I don't remember the exact system requirements for this, but uh, I was actually pretty surprised when I got this machine because the internal graphics processing power of this is, oh yeah, there we go, is capable of 3D effects. So there's some games that say, hey, you require a 3D effects uh, AGP or PCI card in order to run properly, or minimum specs. And those games run. I was testing out Free Space the other day, actually Free Space 2 as well, and some other shooters. So those games run really great, so I'm really hopeful. Let me go ahead. And there's no Steam, of course, there's no Steam on here. So Steam came out in 2004. Uh, and then Half-Life 2, of course, to help promote the usage of Steam. I don't know if I want to visit the website, but let's go ahead and install. I have to say, the hard drive on here is really fast. It's not a solid state, it's not a compact flash. Attempting to play Digital Wave. Did you hear the sound? Yes. That was the sound test, because at the time, with different sound cards, sometimes you had to go in there and manually program and tell it, hey, this is the kind of sound card I have, this is the kind of audio that it supports, so the audio would work. And yes, right off the bat, audio does work. Let me see, what was that saying? Strongly recommend that you exit all other programs. Yep, they always say that. I'm going to go ahead and install this in C Games. That's just where I'm putting all of my games these days, whether it's DOS or regular. It does not exist. Yes, continue. So that being said, the hard drive that's in there, it's a 10 gigabyte hard drive, and it's really fast. I believe it's an IDE hard drive, but I've been really impressed at the speed of this hard drive. Then again, it was a brand new install, Windows 98 Second Edition. Actually, 98 when it came with it, when I got it, and then I upgraded 98 Second Edition because it's better. But that being said, yeah, I mean, it's copying from the CD. It's I believe, 24 to 48 speed CD-ROM. It does have diskette, floppy diskette capabilities as well, but that's pretty fast. But yeah, I got a full hard drive right there, so we're good. Oh man, this is copying, and I'm so excited. Setup has placed the Sierra Utilities in your start menu. You can use the Sierra Utilities to register your product with Sierra, run auto update to automatically download and install product patches, uninstall Sierra products, read help information, and browse Sierra web pages. Thank you for installing Sierra Utilities and not even telling me about it. That was a joy. Yeah. Setup has detected an up-to-date version of DirectX on your computer and will not attempt to update it. Don't remember again. I think it may have been DirectX 6. I'll have to show the box, maybe here or maybe later. Setup has determined that there may be updates to your product available. Would you like Setup to connect to the internet and check? No. So this does have an RJ45 jack, and I did connect it, but to test a couple things out. But all in all, I'm not going to be connecting this computer to the internet for a few obvious reasons. Please register. No. Oh, I get a free subscription to Interaction Magazine. Ooh, that is tempting, but I don't know if that offer is still valid. No, I'm going to register later. Please ensure you're running the latest drivers appropriate to hardware. Outdated hardware drivers can cause Half-Life to run poorly or not at all. Yeah, no, I'm good. Okay. Launch Half-Life DirectX must be installed. Let us launch it and see how it works on this bone stock enterprise grade desktop IBM Netvista with a Celeron processor. Let's see how this works. And yes, I am filming this on. Oh. Where is my CD key? Oh. Let me check the box to see if I have the CD key. Oh yeah. Classic. That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Never gets old. Never gets old. Oh my gosh. Yeah. This menu brings back a lot of memories. Oh man. So, and again, at the time, with 1998 or so, when games came out, I mean, this really just oozed a lot of personality, and you really felt like you were diving into something special, especially if you've never seen the screen, you're jumping in the first time. You got different selections like new game, hazard course, learn how to play Half-Life, configuration, etc., even multiplayer as well. Really great. So if I go into configuration, oh yeah, and when you click on the different menu items, that just kind of, again, personality. Love it. Video options, video modes. The options we have here are, well, we got the typical 90s FPS screen size, gamma. Let's do a little bit there. Glare reduction, not as bad when it comes to flat panel like this, but yeah, okay. Video modes. Now this is what I really want to test as well, because by default it'll select the software video mode, and then of course you can select OpenGL and Direct 3D. But yeah, I want to see 640 by 480. I mean, that's kind of the basic of what it was around this time. A lot of monitors, you'd have like 640 by 40, 800 by 600, and then, you know, some of the better ones, of course, would go further up. But again, because it's an integrated chip, I don't want to push my luck. I'm going to try 640 by 480 first, just to see how it is. All right, and then content control. So if you're a parent letting your kid play this game, you can have parental controls with a password, which is kind of cool. And then this was kind of unique at the time. Update the game, download latest version of Half-Life. They were really forward-thinking. I know they weren't the only people doing this, but the fact that you could update the game from within the game was pretty new at the time. Most games you'd have to download a patch right from the manufacturer's website, and even then, game patches were very infrequent. They would come out, with major game-breaking, fixes and rebalancing and stuff like that. So they don't usually come out all the time like they do now. So especially because people didn't really have a good internet connection, so you wanted to be able to download it and go. So that was pretty new. Definitely forward thinking there. And of course, you have previews, view product previews, including Team Fortress. So that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool when they were still developing Team Fortress, which became Team Fortress Classic. Yeah, pretty cool. I think we're going to start the hazard course. This might take a minute to load because it's going to be loading off of the 48 speed CD, and of course the files that are on the computer, and then again the onboard processor. It's using the shared memory of the computer, which I believe this one has 128 meg, which is great. At least great at the time. Spinning up the CD. Oh. Okay. It's not a complete slideshow.
Hello and welcome to the Black Mesa Hazard Course,
Oh,
where you'll
wow.
be trained in the use of the hazardous environment suit. I am your holographic assistant. Let's begin by stepping into your suit. You can see it suspended up ahead of you. If you see one of these buttons, press it, and I will appear to demonstrate certain moves.
That as well, moving around and the sound design was just fantastic at the time. Hearing coming from the left or the right channel, which I think I have them swapped actually at the moment, was just, the echoes.
Welcome to the HEV Mark IV protective system for use in hazardous environment conditions.
Just the atmosphere alone, and yeah, so this is actually running really well.
Moving around in your HEV suit can be slightly disorienting at first. Take a moment to familiarize yourself with basic movement, and soon it will fit you like a second. I will see you just around the corner.
But yeah, that's I mean, if you've ever played Half-Life before, the hazard course, oh man, just I know you can run it on current computers now, and actually, like, I was running it before on an ultra-wide display, and it is really crispy, it is really awesome. But running it on original hardware is just something that you really can't beat. Oh man, I'm going to be stuck here playing this for a while, but I really want to. But I really wanted to see how it ran on this new old computer that I got. And again, I don't have any AGP graphics card. There's no Voodoo or TNT or NVIDIA or anything like that in there. It's just the stock Intel dedicated or integrated graphics chip. So yeah, this is a game that could run on that kind of hardware uh, from around 1999 2000 or so and before. So it was very compatible. That's one thing that I believe Valve has always strived for. At least in a lot of their games, Half-Life, Half-Life 2, where, where those games will just run on pretty much anything and will run really well. So that's something that I know that they've really been focusing on. But as you can see, this is using Direct 3D hardware acceleration from the built-in motherboard, the built-in graphics chip, 640 by 480, which is not a great resolution in general. You can see the resolutions go higher, but it's running super smooth. It's not running 60 hertz because I'm getting some some distortion, some you know issues. But that being said, it's not terrible. It's totally playable. Totally playable. Uh, would I want to play it like this all the time? I mean, for nostalgia's sake, sure. For now, Half Life is probably not going to be the one that I'm going to be playing full time on this, since you can run it so well on modern hardware. But just the fact that, a game from that time, from 1997, 1998, can play on modern hardware so well is just brilliant. And I'm so nostalgic for this game. I'll be honest with you, I'm really blinded by nostalgia that I wanted to play this on an original hardware, Pentium 2, Pentium 3 based hardware, and this is a Pentium 3 based hardware. So that in itself is worth it for me. And I'm glad I was able to share this all with you a little bit. I know it's not the best setup right here, the best camera setup, but I'm trying something different. I don't have currently a direct tap to get the VGA out from the desktop that I have underneath here. But I'm going to try to find a more permanent solution so I can show off more stuff like this. And I'm not in any way an expert on doing this at all. I know there's a lot of channels like LGR and whatnot that are way more knowledgeable about that type of equipment. I'll be honest, with you, part of it is because I haven't really looked at that hardware in 15 years. I mean, it's a long time, and it's kind of like a bicycle. I feel like, because when you jump back into this kind of hardware, the memory, it starts to come back to me a little bit. But for me, it's really jumping in and trying to solve the different uh, audio IRQ issues and stuff, because I got a Sound Blaster Live PCI card, just because the built-in one really didn't cut it for some of the older DOS games and whatnot. I got into that, and trying to troubleshoot that in 2021 is kind of an interesting problem. But there's a lot of resources out there. There's a lot of great people that are there and willing to give you advice, and a lot of websites that are out there too. So you're definitely not lost in the woods if you want to get into hardware from, the mid to late 90s or early 2000s. So if you really want to get into it, I know a lot of people recommend emulation. Totally fine. You can totally do that on very minimal budget, if no budget. DOSBox, stuff like that. Hyper-V, even maybe possibly with. I don't know if it supports Windows 98 Second Edition anymore, but there's options out there if you don't want to dive and go down the rabbit hole like I did and get a whole damn computer. So, anyways, I really appreciate you watching this, and yeah, I'm gonna have so much fun with this. I might insert some more footage with this after this, but yeah, this is really fun, and I appreciate you coming along for the ride. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you next time on the next video. Thanks. Now, one thing I wanted to show you as a bonus, I completely forgot, but as you saw probably with the box art, there was some pieces that were cut off of the box. Now, when you first got the game, there was actually an offer that came in there that said if you return the proof of purchase, which is the little, the barcode, and then I don't know why the top is cut off, but if you return that with a few bucks, you'd get the official Prima official strategy guide from them. And I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure you could have bought this in stores as well, because it's got the normal barcodes and stuff. But the fact that they offered this for At the time, it was $20. It looks like, but the fact that they offered this as part of a a little bit of a bonus offer to get cheaper when you bought the game originally, couldn't pass it up. Again, I love this game, and the fact that I still have this kind of shows to me that I really, again, I really love this game. I used to read this backwards and forwards, and the fact that it's in as good of condition as it is actually astonishing. So yeah, I just want to share this little cool strategy guide that that I got with it. So cool.